1. Coming to you straight from Snellville, the Sisterhood, our first episode where we actually get to be in the same room and film our podcast together.
Yay!
Oh, Jayne. Cheers.
Cheers.
And I'm actually drinking hot coffee because Jayne makes the bomb-ass coffee and also has the best mugs.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about our mugs.
These are Karma mugs.
Oh, yeah.
And I got them on Amazon, and I'm obsessed. I have like 9 of them now because every time I see a new one, I have to get it. But the one that I have is an elephant, and it says walk in peace on the inside. They all have like a little saying on the inside rim. And then what do you have, Jen?
Oh, I picked a B because I'm JennyB, and its message is always be kind. So I love that.
Loving that.
That is my message. All right, let me take a quick sip. All right, Jayne. So we were talking about and we're also sitting on the floor in front of the Christmas tree because, so my mom's been at my house, or our mom has been at my house for the last 2 months. Jayne had the whole flooding happen in the basement, which is where my mom's apartment is. And so Jayne has been all over that shit, and the guys just finished the basement this week or last week?
This week. They finished it on Thursday.
They finished it on Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
so we were driving here Friday afternoon.
2 days ago.
Yeah. And so, anyways, Graham's back down in her own bed, and the basement, or the apartment, looks great. Honestly, I couldn't even tell a difference, except for, because it's Jayne, she made some improvements. And so, I think on Mom's kitchen cabinets and stuff, you did some hummingbird, like...
I did like a blue and white paper in between the moldings that they did on the other side of her breakfast bar, which actually came out really beautiful.
It did.
And then I just did some other stuff down there that had to be done,
Yeah.
But it came out good.
It did. It looks gorgeous. It is.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Graham's tucked in her apartment, and Blaine and Haley came with me. Blaine's my youngest, Haley's my niece, and so they're hanging with Olivia, my other niece. And so tomorrow morning we'll get up at the crack and have a sunrise drive home.
Yep.
But today we're having a Sisterhood day. Yeah. And so
we were supposed to do this much earlier, but obviously with the flooding that pushed everything off. So Jayne still has her Christmas decor up.
Which is really hard for Jayne.
Past I usually take it down, New Year's Day. Because I have like a very specific regimen about that. But we are still rocking Christmas here until tomorrow when they leave. Then I'll take it down.
Notice our jammies.
Yeah, and got our matching jams.
Got the shimmy, give them a shimmy. All right, so anyways, point being, this is episode 12 of our pilot season of the Sisterhood, and our final episode for the pilot. And so just wanted to take a minute, instead of talking about how our week was, just like how we feel the podcast has morphed and the lessons we've learned.
Yeah.
Jayne, I think we figured out audio by like episode 10.
Took a minute.
Yeah.
I think we still, on my end, haven't quite figured it out yet, but Jenny definitely has.
No, yours is so much better. We did a audio test like after episode 9 or around there, where we finally figured out where Jayne's microphone is on her laptop.
Yeah, that was about episode.
Super technical over here, but we nailed it. Yeah. And so anyway, what I feel like we figured out over the series is really the flow of the episode. Like, I think it's my opinion, it's important to have like sections so that it feels organized. But to not lose the authenticity of just our sisterhood relationship and how we spitball, because that's what we do. We didn't prepare anything. And honestly, similar to my theory on like why I don't put up Christmas decorations and shit, because I don't want to take the time to take them down. I have the same approach with editing. I'm not freaking editing. What you see is what you get.
Yep.
And I think we did a good job with that. I mean,
I don't think I realized that other podcasts like really edit.
Yeah.
Like they go in and take out parts and move stuff around and do it. Like we don't do any of that. We just film.
Yeah.
And then
it's just
upload.
Like,
so
I liked it. I think it's organic.
I think it works for us.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
the work that goes into editing, listen, you guys are freaking skilled and talented, and I don't know, maybe someday. But I also don't really want to look back at it and think about like moving parts or like removing parts, because it's like, that's just not us. So it's not going to happen.
Yep.
But anyway, so.
And also some of the funniest moments happen in those moments that probably would be edited by some. But for us, we're like, eh.
And even when I go, because I still watch all the episodes.
Yeah.
I like put it on when I'm cleaning and stuff. I think our podcast is number one. Kylie Kelsey, I love you so much. I do love my fellow field hockey player, but we're number one.
Right. In
our
our hearts.
And eventually we will be. Mark my words.
Yeah.
Because you got to put it out there or it won't happen.
That's right.
The other thing I learned is like staying disciplined to do it weekly when life is happening and we're working full-time jobs and it's got to be a weekend gig, because honestly, the energy that it takes to do it, and maybe it's just my social anxiety or, kicking in or whatever, but it's a mind, like, it's almost a discipline.
Yeah.
And so my favorite is when we stay on track.
Yeah. You have to prepare yourself because the thing is like when we get on the phone, we could be on the phone for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And just going, back and forth and around the world. And it's like when we tell Jeff a story and he's like, can we get there? And like, did you miss the 12 amazing stories that came out before that?
Exactly. And you have to know them or you don't get the full experience.
Right. You're really missing out.
Yeah.
But if we don't gather our thoughts, I think the podcast could go on like that for too long. So I do think the structure is necessary. And I think that was a good learning experience. And, I think it works for us. And if people enjoy it, awesome. And if they don't,
awesome.
don't tune in.
That's okay too.
It's a choice.
And the other thing is I realized, because uploading the videos, like getting it on the Spotify is audio only. I'm supposed to have an option of video for Spotify, but I have, for whatever reason, when I go to upload the video, it doesn't actually upload a video. And so audio, I just stayed with. I will figure that out. But getting the video posted to Facebook, it's like, I notice, it does. It takes like 4 hours. Sometimes it's like overnight before it's actually available. And so I was feeling anxiety. Oh, we got Bentley. If you're hearing a growl, that's Bentley.
And he just brought me his ball.
Yeah. So, anyway, trying to stick to under an hour, which I think is it's a good,
I like the idea if we could, we're trying to figure out how to do it around 45 minutes. I got it.
It's fine.
Bentley,
this is life. Bentley's having the time of his life.
Bentley. He's wrestling his ball right now.
Yeah. Oh my God, that boy gets into it.
Yeah.
But so anyway, I'm personally feeling like it's been a total success.
Yeah, for sure.
My sister.
For sure.
And also a legacy that we get to leave behind.
Enjoyable.
Yeah, it is. I look forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, Jayne, random question generator. What are you a natural at?
What am I natural at?
Yeah. What comes
Sarcasm?
Easy? Yep. Bingo. Exactly. All right. For me, what am I a natural at? I think I'm a natural at bringing joy to situations.
I agree.
I always will find the bright side, and
I can't get the ball.
No, you're fine. You don't have to. It is life. If anyone has a dog, you understand it. And if you don't, oh my God,
you're missing out.
You are. It brings so much joy to your life. He, she, them brings so much joy. All right, Jayne. So next time
I will say, I was just going to say when you said bringing joy, I've been saying for years you are your own party. So I would fully agree with that as something that comes very natural to you.
But I will admit, I do have days like New Year's Day. I was feeling the blues big time. I feel like I definitely get somewhat seasonal depression over the holidays. It's like, it's go, 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 which this year we slowed down quite a bit because the kids are older. And so, they had things going on and whatever. I don't know if anyone else feels that, but by New Year's Day, like usually I am ready to like put a post together and just, reflect on the previous year and what I'm planning on doing going into the new year. And I know people don't love that, but I don't care. Yeah, I love it. It's therapeutic for me. So just carry on and skip by if you don't.
I think like anything, if you don't like it, just
move along. Mm-hmm. But I haven't been able to do it yet because I haven't been able to gather my thoughts. And I don't want to just put bullshit out there. I want to be honest with myself. So anyway, the blues hit me on New Year's Day. I'm starting to come out of it. And I feel like next week I'm going to be back. But
I think for this year, I think 2024 was just a really hard year for me anyhow. And I think it's been a hard year for you too. And so I feel like the podcast has been really positive and that's helped keep me positive because I think this year would have been real easy. I mean, end of 23 into 24 was just rough.
Yeah.
And so, and it didn't seem to get easier. So I keep saying 2025, I better have a fucking glow up.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
Like
I feel like you are having a glow up. And the thing is, if you think about it, even like towards the end of the year,
yeah,
with the basement, I'm just like, one more thing. But look
Right.
at what she got done.
Yeah.
And all the shit she learned from the basement flooding, which again, I'm going to emphasize, I think you should document. Because I feel like, why should all the others have to learn
right
on their own when we could
reinvent the wheel?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. All right, Jayne. So, what else are you listening to or watching this week?
I haven't really been. I've been so busy with the basement that I think I've had stuff on in the background, but it's always
podcasts.
It's always stuff that I already have listened to because I just can't focus on it. So it's just like noise so that I just am not in dead silence.
Yeah.
So I don't think I've really been
doing
I'm
much.
trying to think if I've watched anything.
Oh, we did watch Dexter last night.
Last night,
The new
we had a sleepover.
Young Dexter. Ooh, we had a sleepover. We did. It was so fun. And Bentley was our little cuddle bug.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Episode 1.
Yeah, it was interesting for sure. And like I never really got into the Dexter seasons. I know there's 2 other times that
there might even be longer. I don't know how many seasons.
I think there was one. Well, there's a ton of seasons, but I think there was like Dexter, and then there was something Dexter else, like new one that came out, like a rethink, and then now it's the Dexter when he was a kid, and it's kind of explaining how he became Dexter. Mm-hmm. That's one I think I would find the most fascinating. I tried to get into the other one, and like the whole killing thing just wasn't for me.
I know,
but the finding out where he came from and how he got there. I found the first episode to be very interesting.
Yeah.
As a psych person.
I was talking to Jeff, like, hey, do you want to watch this? And he's like, I just don't know if I have any interest in the first part. But Jeffrey, just to say, after watching it with Jayne, I do think you'd like it. We only watched 1 episode, so we can put that in the mix.
Yeah.
All right. So
what about you?
I have been on repeat listening to, I'm going to say it wrong, telepathy.
No, the telepathy.
The telepathy tapes. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to read a little bit about it. Podcast by Kai Dickens. Phenomenal. It is heartwarming, eye-opening.
Yeah.
It gives you a glimpse into the lives of what, parents are working with when they have a nonverbal autistic child or adult. Mm-hmm. And the things that they know but aren't being heard by, the community. And finally, this lady, Kai Dickens, has done a deep dive into what these families are experiencing. These humans are honestly phenomenal. Like, I have no words. Like, if we would just be a little more open to, people that appear different and what their gifts are. I'm not going to give you too much more information on it, but Jayne, you did start listening.
I did, yeah. I haven't gotten through all the episodes, but I did start listening to it, and it was fascinating. And it was, I think just the general overview of it is just what you think people are feeling or experiencing or understanding versus what they actually are. I think that is just an insightful light bulb moment. And I also think the idea that there is connections, that people have these connections like in the mind, I thought was just fascinating.
And honestly, it just reminds me, like, we should be assuming competence. Always. Yeah. And if you're not assuming competence, I'm sorry, every human has a gift to offer and there is competence. And so
I used to work for the Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. And so I worked with a lot of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And here in Georgia, in New York, it was more mental health, behavioral health. But one of the things that I found fascinating, like right from the gate, was that you have to assume, because there's people that have had different disabilities or something has happened to them. It could even be like a TBI, traumatic brain injury, or something like that, where something has happened where they're like, they feel like they're prisoners in their bodies because they can't verbalize or they can't, but they
control
understand
their body. Yeah.
And one of the guys that I heard speak was because they found a way for him to be able to speak through a computer and all this other stuff. And so one of the things that he said was, for years and years, people would put him in his wheelchair in front of a Barney show. And he was like, that I'm so triggered by the sound of the music, because they treated him like a baby, and he was like in his, 30s or 20s or whatever. Yeah. And so he
was competent.
And now that he can had they found a way for him to talk, and somebody actually took the time to realize he actually could communicate and understand. They just had to give him the tools to do it. He was really vocal, is very vocal in the community about, assuming, always assuming that they can, not that they can't.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with that. And there's just a lot of messaging that needs to happen, and a lot of understanding, education, experience in the community, so that people can understand that people with disabilities absolutely can live and experience and, have and understand.
Thrive in their life.
And thrive, yeah. Not just survive.
Yeah. So eye-opening, if you... I would suggest you listen to it, period, whether you have an interest or not, because I think it'll open your eyes, but amazing.
Well, and I will just say, because it is called the telepathy tape, so obviously if you...
Telepathic. Yeah.
Right.
But it's true. I mean, you can literally... They did a million different tests, and there's no way... I just 100% believe it.
Well, and the premise behind it is autistic folks and the ability to be in the mind of other people, and, that type of... And I was talking to my friend Laura about it, who has an autistic child, and hopefully she wouldn't mind me saying this, but she was saying, I can think about Anthony and he'll just show up in my room.
Yeah.
Like I just have to think about him and he'll just come.
Yeah.
So even that, I was like, got goosebumps, because I was like,
I just got goosebumps.
So
oh my God.
This is such a thing.
Exactly.
So anyhow, listen to it. It's amazing.
It is. Yeah. It is. So I'm on round 3. They're going to release a season 2, but it takes a lot of time for them to, it's studies and tests and meeting with families and, and I love the connections they're having with these humans. Like they're amazing. Awesome. So anyways, good stuff. Eye-opening. Yeah. All right, Jayne, conversations and or thought-provoking quotes or information that have made you think this week. Okay. I'll go. So Allie Love, one of my favorite Peloton instructors, does this Sundays with Love series. And honestly, it feels like I'm at church, but in all the most amazing ways. It's very cleansing of the soul. Mm-hmm. And so one of her focuses, and I think Dina wrote it with me too, was, and she always has a theme that goes into that Sundays with Love ride. And they're only 30-minute rides, but they're hard. They're good. And this one, and I've rode this ride a couple times now just because I love this message, and I feel like it's fitting for going into 2025 and where I mentally want to be. And she talks about the process, 3 P's: process, pause, push. And basically what she means is process, whatever it is that you're encountering or you're trying to overcome or whatever.
The information.
Pause. So take it in and really think about it, then push, execute. Right. And so
make a plan.
Yeah,
during
exactly.
Your pause and then execute.
Exactly. Yeah. And one thing I feel like for me personally, why it's resonating is because I think I've got the process and push down pat. I will process and push all freaking day long. I am missing the pause. I'm missing just taking a minute and not just jumping right into the execution. And so I'm trying to be very intentional and aware of taking the time to not just feel like I have to immediately start pushing, because I think I'm missing out when I do that.
Yeah.
And so that was something that really hit me.
No, I think, for that, technically we were going to do this podcast on New Year's Day, but we were both too exhausted and both a little bit not in
a great headspace.
So we didn't do it. But for going into 2025, and again, it better be a fucking glow up.
It is.
But
it's a glow up.
It's going to be a glow up. But I think the pause part is the part that I miss too. I'm more of okay, hit me with the problem, and then action steps immediate. Okay, I got to handle it. I got to get it, because I have too many balls in the air, I feel like. And
Boom.
So for me, it's the constant, what takes priority.
Yeah.
And that's the part where I have to sort of figure out, how do I slow that part down?
Yeah.
And maybe make even better decisions because I'm not rushing.
Exactly.
So I definitely think the pause part is something that, I just need to be able to sit with stuff longer. I do know when I get stressed out, I find house projects to do.
Yeah. How many have you done this last?
I
feel like you did Olivia's bathroom floor.
I did, yeah.
You oversaw the project downstairs. You got mom's shit all put back together after they left.
Yeah. I did her.
You did her
breakfast
cupboards.
bar.
You did her breakfast bar.
Her new blinds down there. I rehung her TV because that was just crooked and it was driving me nuts.
And that took you hours to figure out.
Yeah, hours. I did a full steam clean down there, cleaned the fridge, freezer, all that while she was gone, just so that it would be ready for groceries when she got back.
That's a lot of shit.
Yeah, I reorganized my storage room.
Oh my God.
I did wallpapered my bathroom up here. Just one wall though, like an accent wall.
Oh my God, Jayne. That's enough. That's 10 things.
I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. I was trying to get that new carpet cleaned, but I ran out of time and I couldn't get the cleaner out and stuff in time where it would be dry when you guys got here. So I skipped that one. But yeah, I do. I find that's what I do though. When I get overwhelmed or I get stressed out or I'm in like a negative place, then I just dive into projects because I'm like, I can control that and I'll just execute my ass off.
Yeah. But Jayne, so I think you do that and like I dive into physical exercise.
Yep.
And I've been doing a shit ton of yoga, trying to force myself to pause, which, by the way, adding yoga back in the extreme that I'm doing now, because I'm knocking it out every day.
Yeah.
I do feel like I can pause a little easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think the pause is important.
Yeah.
And I think I agree with you that I probably need to figure out a way to insert that and be okay with just sitting with stuff for a minute as opposed to just
and that's the uncomfortable
part, solve the problem.
Is sitting, but actually that's where I feel like we could do a lot of growing. Mm-hmm. And even kind of like thinking about it, the fact that like we did plan to capture this on New Year's Day, and then I think it's okay that we don't always do exactly what we say we're going to do. I think it's okay if like normally I wouldn't be able to do that. If I like said I'm going to do something and I do want to commit, like when I say I'm going to do something, I want the majority of the time to be that I execute.
That you hold true. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I also don't want to do it at the expense of my well-being because I'm,
I think that's the other piece. And through the health struggles and the cancer and the gallbladder and the other stuff that I've been through in the last years, since literally 2020.
I mean, the gallbladder was 2020.
Yeah. That took a good year and a half to come back from. And then the cancer was 2024, end of 23, early 24.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that they keep telling me is like, you have to listen to your body. You have to slow down. You have to, and I haven't figured that out yet. I keep saying I'm going to do it and I keep trying to do it. But then there's that push and pull back and forth because it's like, I don't want to become
sit in it. Now I have to think about it.
I don't want to become a hypochondriac either. So it's like, every time something goes wrong, I have to rush to a doctor when I've never done that in life. But the last couple times I waited too long, then it was like a problem.
Yeah.
So trying to figure that out, I think is another.
That's a good point.
Sometimes you have to pause, but maybe not too long.
Yeah.
Maybe don't turn the pause into procrastination.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, look at me. Ooh,
Jayne. One-liners. Jayne.
Dropping all the insight.
Yeah, I love it. Jayne, so the other thing that we usually do our Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
And we have already done New Year's Day, which is 100% what we would select for New Year's Day.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Ending this podcast.
Yeah. That is like one of my favorite songs by her by far.
I know.
Yeah. Wait, I can't not
Jayne,
love it.
do I have to sing a little bit of it? Hang on.
Would it be a new year if I didn't go into it?
No, it wouldn't. Okay. And just a little, so I'm going into the Taylor Swift bit, but we're really not doing the Taylor Swift bit because I've got this other chick that
we love to.
So we're going to bring her up, but we can't do an episode of the Sisterhood and not bring up Taylor Swift.
Right.
So since we've already done New Year's Day, we're going to bring up New Year's Day again today.
Because we love it.
Because we love it that much. And honestly, Jayne, I had visions of you cleaning up bottles on New Year's Day.
I'm sure I did
love of your life. Oh my God. All right, little background. Taylor and Jack Antonoff, she works with him all the time, wrote this. It's on the Reputation album. All right, and here's the part I will sing for you.
Yay.
There's glitter on the floor after the party. Jayne, you don't want to sing?
No.
Oh. Girls carrying the shoes down in the lobby. Oh my God, I love it. Candle wax and Polaroids on the hardwood floor. You and me forevermore. I'll leave it at that. But like this song,
It paints such
Oh
a
my
picture.
God.
Does.
I'm sorry I screamed, but it's just, I just got full body tingles.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Wait,
let me read the part about what I want for Jayne. Okay, hang on. Oh wait, let me say this part too. Don't read the last page, but I stay. When it's harder, it's wrong, or we're making mistakes. I want, oh my God, I'm crying again. Your midnights, but I'll be cleaning up bottles with you on New Year's Day. I'm going to have to work with a singing vocal coach. You know why? Because I don't know how any musician gets through a song without crying. Literally, I can't.
Well, I think you're so moved by the music, which I get.
I am so moved by it. Like 2 tears. Anyways, that's what I want for you. So that's what you're getting for New Year's Day 2026. Okay. All right. Okay, we got a year. All right. So where we want to end is so this lady, Emmy Lamelli, wrote the song "I Am Woman." It came out. It's probably been out a couple years because it was all over TikTok for a while and everyone was doing challenges. Yeah. But honestly, I feel like it's got to be our anthem.
It's so meaningful.
It's so meaningful. I'm going to read you and probably sing you some of these lyrics. Yeah. Okay. Pretend we got a beat. I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine, I'm unbeatable, I'm creative, honey, you can get in line. I am feminine, I am masculine, I am anything I want. I can teach you, I can love you, if you got it going on. If you got it. If you got it going on. If you got it. But honestly, ladies and gentlemen out there and anyone out there, this song, oh my God, wait, let me get to this part. I am classy. I am modern. I live by my own design. I am a cherry. I'm a lemon. I'm the sweetest key lime pie. I'm electric. I am bass. I'm the beat of my own drum. I can make you your goosebumps raised with the tracing of my thumb. Oh my God. Only love can get inside me. I move in my own timing. Voice of the future, speak to me kindly. Oh my God, that part. I feel what I want, and somehow it finds me.
Jenny, so this is
okay, I'll stop. Okay.
Just wondering.
But anyways, this whole song, it just like literally and I even hear Jeff now, he's got it in his playlist. But it's just like,
it is, yeah.
It's just.
And anybody who's on TikTok has definitely heard like a section of it.
Yeah.
The I Am Woman section.
And if you can't hear it from what I just sang you, I'm sorry. Then you haven't heard the song.
Right. But you should look it up because it's really good.
You should. It's amazing. Oh, Jayne. And then I had one more thing.
Okay.
And I think it kind of ties into the pause conversation from earlier. Okay. Guys, we totally went off the rails here, but me. And I love how Jayne can just go with the flow. All right. So the other thing I wanted to tell you was, again, I was on TikTok and I totally did this with Jeff the other day because I got to find it. Sorry. I got my notes. Nope. Jayne, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, it's number 3. Okay. Hang on. I found it. So I was on TikTok and I was reading this. It had music in the background, but it was just like a picture that you read. It wasn't like telling you what the words were. And so I was thinking about it in my mind when I read it the first time in my mind. And I read it like this. I read it like a rap. And I don't know why I chose a rap. Because I'm not really a rapper, but here I go.
This is going to be so fun.
This is so fun. Okay, so because words matter and they pack a punch. And also how you say the words matter. And I think that's super important to know.
Yeah, tone.
So the first time I read it, I was like, rapping, eat like you, love yourself, speak like you, love yourself, move like you, love yourself, think like you, love yourself, act like you, love yourself. And then I was like, that's interesting. And I just rapped that. Let me read that one more time. So then the second time I read it, and I read it and I heard it like this. Eat like you love yourself. Speak like you love yourself. I don't know why I get so emotional.
The rap was less emotional.
The rap was less emotional. Move like you love yourself. Think like you love yourself. Act like you love yourself. And I was like,
I love that.
tears.
Yeah.
Like, I just felt it differently. The other one reminds me of like Eve and like how she would rap.
Yeah.
And
Remember
it's
when we
still
went to the Gwen
moving.
Stefani concert?
Oh,
Eve
yeah.
came?
Oh, my God. We saw Eve.
Yeah.
God damn it. I didn't get a t-shirt.
And
I
it was me, you, and Olivia, and we saw Gwen Stefani.
And me and Olivia made posters.
Yeah, and wore matching outfits.
Oh,
do you
my
remember
God.
you guys wore MC Hammer pants?
Yes, we did. Oh, my God. We were so cute. I'm going to have to pull that out.
And you guys made a poster that said something about bananas. Yeah.
Bananas.
That's right. Yeah.
It was awesome.
This shit is bananas.
This shit is banana. I think we said shiz.
You did.
Yeah.
Something
We
like that.
We brought it down a notch.
Because Liv was like, yeah, we almost didn't go, remember? Because it was like a
Raining.
rainstorm that night. And then we were like, fuck it, we're going.
Yeah.
And we went and we had a blast. And
We
it was
did.
Gwen Stefani's new album after she broke up with her husband.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like super
Emotional.
but also like an amazing album.
Yeah, it really was.
And then Eve came out and kicked ass. And yeah, it was a great night.
So I was channeling my inner Eve when I rapped.
Obviously.
But the point
Sounded
is just like, and I do love words like that because I think when you speak to yourself kindly and I'm crying again probably because it's episode 12.
Probably.
It's the end of our pilot season.
Yeah.
But I think, again, words matter and how you speak to yourself matters and being kind to yourself matters and loving yourself matters.
Yeah.
And so.
And I think just listening to you do it two different ways, even though the first way was a little cringy. You're no Eminem.
No,
but
not an Eminem.
That being said, I do think it showed a very different
point of view.
Yeah. It did matter how you said it.
Yeah.
Because the one sounded more like a build up and the other one sounded more like a comforting.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and the build up, that's important too. Maybe
like
I do need to get in my mojo and find myself again.
It's like get you psyched up for your
come on,
life.
Jenny, get into this. Love yourself.
Yes.
And then the second one is, oh, you do love yourself.
Yes.
Remind yourself how much
As
you love
well
yourself.
you should.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe 2025 needs to be the year of we love ourselves.
Yes.
My nose is running.
Jenny told me the other day because my hair all fell out and so I'm growing it back and doing vitamins and all this crap to try to make it come back. And she was like, you have to tell it you love it. And I was like,
I'm dead serious.
Fine.
Your hair is alive.
You have to tell it you love it and you love that it's working so hard for you. And I was like, I feel like it could work harder. But
No, I mean, honestly.
it's like very slowly working hard for me. But I still appreciate it. Thank you, hair.
See, Jane, it's not hard. Just like, I love your hair.
It comes much more realistic and natural from her. I feel like my hair feels like I'm being sarcastic too.
I know.
My hair's like, don't talk to me like that, bitch.
No. Oh, Jane, no.
Just kidding.
Honestly, sometimes I'm like this. Need a little.
I know you are. And my hair would be like, what's wrong with you? And have you been drinking?
That's true. But if you practice.
I just feel like my hair would feel like I was teasing it.
No, but you're not.
Because it's not really my personality to be like talking
Loving
to
to
my
it?
individual hairs. Like, I
Well,
love your
you
hair.
can. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not teasing it.
I mean, I'm
You're
trying.
nurturing it.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
What could we add to this? Eat like you love yourself. Speak like you love yourself. What could we talk about for our hair?
Grow like you love yourself?
Grow like you love yourself. Grow like you love yourself. Oh,
Yes, that's exactly right.
so that's awesome.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Well,
So,
we made it.
we made
And
it.
let's see how many minutes. Oh my God. Jane, this is our shortest episode yet. We are finalizing the pilot season. We'll get this posted today. For anyone that joined, we love you so much. And
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And also, have a kick-ass 2025.
yeah.
We're going to come back with another season.
Season 2.
Yay.
Well, season 1, I don't know. I kept calling it the pilot because I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it's really our first season. So
Yeah.
season 2.
Yeah.
And I think we can just be the sisterhood.
I think so too.
Yeah, because that's what we are.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Mwah! So much love. Enjoy your weekend. And we will catch you on the flip side in a couple of weeks when we post our next video for our season 2.
Yep. Happy 2025.
Peace. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh, Jane, I think we just nailed that.
Are we done?
I don't know. I hope so. Oh,
No.
nope.